What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm going to show you the ultimate way to defeat the 7-star Incineroar raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We're going to be showing off the best solo build, and honestly, this build is so good, you should definitely use it online as well, and is relatively easy to make. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And of course, support the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. So diving into this Incineroar, it was definitely a lot harder than I originally predicted. I did get a lot of the moves correctly. The thing I was not expecting was the fact that it removes your stat changes at 95%, and it also taunts you at 95% timer. Now, this is what makes this raid really difficult, because your turn 1 setup is immediately removed, and if you are a setup mon and he taunts you, then you can't really do anything here, which is going to require the item Mental Herb, and some Pokemon really need the item Shell Bell to be viable in this raid. So it does hurt a lot of options, and it's hard to find a consistent build because there's a lot of builds out there that people are saying, oh, hey, the Pokemon you need to use, if it gets taunt on turn 1, reset the raid and just try again. I think that's a bad recommendation in general. But looking at the moves, as Flare Blitz, Darkest Lariat. Darkest Lariat ignores all defensive buffs. So even if you're like +6 defense in a fighting type, that Darkest Lariat at +6 from that Incineroar is going to hurt because he has Bulk Up as a regular move, and he's going to be bulking up the entire time. Now, there are ways to deal with Bulk Up, like Unaware, or you can give him Contrary. And he also has Iron Head to deal with the fairy types, and he does Earthquake at the 50% mark. He drops Herba Mystica, he drops Proteins, and if you want more raid drops, use this sandwich on the screen here to get even more Herba Mystica drops and potentially vitamins and things like that if you really want to try to farm this. Now, the best solo build, and honestly best build in general in my opinion, is going to be the Malamar, the Terrified, and the item Mental Herb. Now, Mental Herb is great because if you get taunted, this will prevent it from actually going off, so you don't have to reset the raid, because there's some other builds out there that work like Como-O. However, if you get taunted, it's pretty much over, right? So I just don't want to recommend Pokemon that require, a taunt to not happen, because there's a 25% chance that can happen to you, and that can be really frustrating. So you're going to have the Mental Herb, you're going to have max attack, max defense, Adamant Nature, the ability Contrary. Now, Contrary is great. So something like Superpower that normally lowers your stats actually gives you a +1 attack boost, +1 defense boost. And how we're going to play this is very simple. Turn 1, you're going to skill swap. So now the Incineroar has the Contrary for the rest of the raid. Whenever it uses Bulk Up, it'll go -1 attack, -1 defense, and it's pretty much not going to do any damage to you. Now, we don't have any built-in recovery, so if we need recovery, we will have to use our heal cheers, but that's okay because we're going to be building up our defenses with Superpower. So once we get that skill swap off, we want to die as quickly as possible, come back, get our ability Contrary back, and then once that comes back up, we can go for a Reflect to give us defenses, and then Superpower until we get that Terra, and then Terra Fighting. Keep Superpower until we're at that max and it does the most damage. And when you're out of Superpowers, just finish off with a Terra Fighting, Terra Blast, and you should just win in general. All right, so we're going to be running the Malamar solo here, and let's see who our AI partners are. So, we got some decent Pokemon here. We do have an Intimidator with Arcanine, so that's going to be a little bit problematic when the Arcanine does die. It will be boosting his attack, but that's honestly fine because this Incineroar will keep on going for bulk up throughout the entire raid. So what we're going to do here is we are just going to chill here, and we are going to wait to see if we get hit by taunt. If we do, then Mental Herb worked out. If we didn't, well, we were extra prepared in general. Now let's see if he goes for it here. He also outspeeds you no matter what on it, so we didn't get hit by the taunt. So technically, this time we could have run Shell Bell, which is definitely better and safer, but, to be consistent, I like going for consistent plays. We go for the skill swap. So now he has the Contrary, and now for the rest of the raid, he will be getting debuffed by his own bulk ups in general. All right, so at this point, we're trying to die as quickly as possible. We're almost dead. Before we die, though, you want to go for Terra Blast. If you happen to die on that turn, then definitely, start setting up. But if you didn't die, you want to go for Terra Blast, because you don't want to waste Superpower. It's very important that you don't waste it. And you also build up your Terra Charge by 1. He's going to keep on Flare Blessing. This is fine. We did not die because he must be pretty minus at this point. which I think is pretty funny. What's he at? He is a -3. Okay, so we're going to die his next turn. Unfortunately, he did go before me. That's a little bit disappointing because I really wanted to get that next Terra Blast off. I guess we waited too long to look at the menu, but that's okay. So at this point, we can play super safe strats and go for a Reflect, or we can just immediately go for superpowers in general. Both of them are very good options. I'm going to play offensive, and I'm just going to go for superpowers. If you don't feel offensive, then you don't have to. Also, he got burned, which is great. So his attack stat got cut in half, but, you know, imagine that damage he did to us just doubled. He's doing nothing to us. We just saw him at -3. He's probably at least -4 or 5 now. He's going to probably start going for Darkest Lariat, though, because we are boosting up. Yeah, that's fine. It's neutral, but once we Terra Fighting, it's literally going to do no damage. I mean, he's doing absolutely no damage. And you know, to make this more interesting, like I said, whenever the Arcanine does die, he is going to get a +1 attack boost. So, you know, keep that in mind. So we're going to Terra immediately and just resist Darkest Lariat for the rest of the raid. And we are going to go for the superpower, and we're going to just hit superpower until we eventually just win the raid, and we run out of superpowers. That's okay. Terra Blast is going to do 80 damage. We're going to be +6 attack. He doesn't remove our attack stats or defensive stats for the rest of the raid. He will remove his debuffs at some point, so that's fine. That's like not a big deal whatsoever. And because he's so weak, even if you have a lot of Intimidators, the Intimidators most likely will not be dying. And yeah, we just did a crap ton of damage. He will go for Earthquake at 50%, but like I said, Earthquake's not a threat. The worst thing that happens to us, he hits with an Earthquake with +0 attack, in my opinion. Or maybe +1 if, you know, an Intimidator just happened to come back to life on that turn. And then once again, we've only hit Superpower 3 times, so we're in a great position. Timer's in a pretty good spot, and don't forget, we had to die, but the timer doesn't really represent the real time that we're going through right now. But we're going to start hitting him super hard through this shield. I mean, this is going to be a 5-minute clear, which is really fast. Really fast. So this Earthquake's literally going to do nothing. Like, what was that? What was absolutely that? That was the most nothing. That was the most absolutely nothing move ever. Darkest Lariat, once again, that's like 15 damage. All right, we're going to hit that superpower, and this is going to do a lot. I don't know if it kills. Oh, he's at death's door. Literally, if we had more offensive AI instead of Belly Bolt and Toxic Hex, he probably would have been dead there, but we had some weaker AI. He finally removed the negative effects from himself. Okay. Look at that timer, chat. Look at that timer, guys. Guys, that timer is well above 50%. We had no healers on the side of the field. We even have an Intimidator giving him + attack boost. Malamar is the absolute legend. Build your Malamar. This is the best Pokemon to win this raid, whether solo or online. You're going to absolutely crush it. We got a lot of great rewards. No Herba Mystica, but, you know, if you check out my stream VOD, I had a raid clear where I got 4 Herba Mystica, some Salty in there. It was pretty phenomenal in general. But there you have it, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And come here for the best raid guys in general and Pokemon content and other video game action. I'll see you next time. Peace out and have a good one.